Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Freezing Vibrations with a V. Episode 11 review. That is 2 1s. Well, that's 2, but 1 1. So, this week's episode, first of all, I'm not that pleased. So, this review is going to be quick. It is. And the reason why I'm not that pleased is because of the fact that the occurrences in the manga were so different. Furthermore, they've been blitzing. They've been blitzing through this arc. They've been melding arcs. And it's just weird. There's a lack of character development for a lot of characters. Like, I think his name is Yin, the limiter of Chiffon, Scarlet O'Hara. I mean, even Ao Gengo, when he comes in at the end, even he got a lot less screen time than he did in the manga. Well, of course, in the manga it's page time, but there's just been a lack of character development overall when it comes to a lot of characters in this arc. In these arcs, since they've been melding arcs. Furthermore, when you take a look at the anime by itself, in this episode particularly, number 1, Holly. When the fuck did Holly and Lewis get into Alaska? No one knows. That was poorly depicted. Oh, that was so poorly depicted. They're just there. They're just there. So that's number 1. Number 2. The illusion turn. What the fuck were they thinking? Like, the way they depicted the illusion turn in the anime was so subtle. It was so minuscule. Like, in comes Satellizer. She's going apeshit. And because the unique Nova that, of course, stemmed from Amelia transformed to this Nova. And all these Pandoras are being affected if they have a high capacity rate with their stigma. And, of course, Satellizer, she has those stigma wings. And so she obviously would have a very, very high capacity rate. And if you're wondering, well, why not Rana? Because she has those stigma wings too. Well, in the manga, she actually does go apeshit too. Rana goes apeshit too because she also has a very, 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 very high capacity with their stigma wings. So it wasn't nearly as good as it should have been. But let me move on. What happens is that Sadaza gets the upper hand momentarily, and she stabs Chiffon right through the chest, and then she goes to cut Chiffon in half, and it appears that way, but then there's like an illusion that occurs, and then she appears right behind Satellizer, and then that's when we have her limiter Yin. He says, "Oh, that's her illusion turn," and I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Oh wait, come on! Oh no! Pause! I mean, it was the illusion turn is perceived to be a high-end skill above a high-end skill, okay? It's basically something that normal Pandora can't even imagine doing. And it wasn't even nearly highlighted in this episode as it was in the same part in the manga. Oh my god. I mean, no, actually no, in the same part in the manga, it was still there, obviously, the illusion turn. But the illusion turn itself was highlighted before then. When their fight engaged in Jump Street, when Chiffon and when Satellizer and Rana had their fight, the illusion turn was highlighted from Jump Street. And now, they're going to throw the illusion turn in the anime at the end of the fight, when Satellizer, and only her, is going apeshit. No. So that's number 2. Number 3, the real freezing. I mean, this was, oh my god. And this is why I say that the character development of certain characters in this arc is lacking severely. Yin explains to Kazuya what the real freezing is. What the real freezing is. And he basically tells him that you need to do freezing in all directions, then you need to somehow dive into the mind and into the heart of Satellizer to stop him. And he does that. But the thing here is that, no. It was... Yin was the first person to do it. Let me just put it that, right? He was the first one to do it, and then he did it in order to stop Rana and Satellizer from because they were going crazy, and then Chiffon was going to go all out, and she was going to kill them both. So he does that to stop Stella and Rana, while Kazuya disengages his freezing on Chiffon. Now the thing here is that after he does that, he starts to explain what it is, and how Kazuya, he is unique in the sense that his cells, like, how like his cells have like the stigma inside of them, pretty much like that kind of thing, where like his whole body's like one giant stigma, pretty much. He's unique. Well, and because he can do freezing without having a baptism or in the rain bar set, pretty much. But the thing about it is that because he was so unique, his freezing, his real freezing, his omnidirectional freezing would have been much greater and would have been much more powerful. And he explains this all in the mix of their combat, which is why I said there's a lack of character development for a lot of characters. Scarlet O'Hara, Yin, fucking Roxanne, even Charles Bonaparte has a lack of character development in this arc, and it's ridiculous. Lewis, so Holly, so I'm just not pleased. Now, when it comes to shit that didn't happen in the manga, period, first of all, okay, the thing with the clones of Maria Lancelot, I think her name is, the original Pandora, that's real. That happened. Oh yeah. They come out and there are like masses of them. That's number one. Number two is that there were two other Pandora. I mean, there were two other Nova that occurred. Because once Amelia goes Nova, okay? Once she starts, yelling, ah, and like that whole Nova yell, the other Pandoras start to like resonate, and most of them have strong wills where they're able to actually maintain their forms. But two of them just start, two of them transform into Nova. So in the arc, in the manga, there were 3 Nova, 2 unknowns and 1 S-type. S-type. I think that's what it's called. And they were originally Pandora. So that didn't occur, and instead all we see are the clones of Maria Lancelot. That's number 1. Well, that's something that, didn't occur in the manga. Like the 2 other Nova appearing. And the second thing is that in the anime, I'm sitting here, man, what the fuck? It's like Amelia Nova powers up, and then all of a sudden, like, there's like this giant circle. I don't know how to explain it. It was weird. It was like a giant circle, pentagram, demonic, technologic, holy circle, man. It was just, it was huge. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? That does not happen in the manga. I don't know what that is. It was just weird. It was kind of cool, but it was weird. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, what in the... And basically, I guess it was the whole... Okay, well, because of this circle now, the Pandora's gonna start freaking out. And that's what happened. Because in the manga, it was just basically Amelia was there, she was yelling, and she was resonating with all of the Pandora around her. So that's the way it was in the manga, but in the anime, she has to power up and like do some like uber circle. And then they start going crazy. So, I mean, it was cool, but it threw me off. Because I'm like, wait, what in the hell is that thing? So, I don't know what they're doing the anime. The anime is just a clusterfuck. And finally, the episode did end off on a high note because Chiffon Fairchild, she's going all in now, alright? And now we see why she's known as the monster, alright? She has this thing called Anti-Nova, which is actually the original state. Well, actually, no, they're probably going to explain it. They'll probably explain it in next week's episode. If they don't explain it by then I'll mention it then. But yeah, because they should, because it's actually very important to actually explain the origin of the Anti-Nova. So that being said, we see her and she's like, whoa, like, and like these giant like shields and shit, and you're like, bro. So she's gonna go all in, obviously, and she has the same eyes as the Maria Lancelot clone. So I mean, that should be a big hint about the whole anti-Nova thing, but again, I'll leave it at that. So, my rating overall, I can't really help but compare it to the manga. And it really does seem as if like, everything's just blitzing, rush, go. I mean, I'll say it one last time. The character development for some of the characters, like, again, when it comes to Roxanne, when it comes to Yin, when it comes to Harley, when it comes to even Aoyingo, when it comes to Scarlett O'Hara, when it comes to Charles Bonaparte, when it comes to all these characters in the story, in the anime, they're lacking in character development severely. It's like, God, help me. I mean, Holly, I think, is the worst offender. It was just bad. It was just like, wow, she gets nothing. Donut. So, I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to enjoy it, and I did enjoy the Uber Circle, demonic, technological, whatever the fuck it was. But, aside from that, everything else was, like, very meh. It was very, very, very meh. So, honestly, even though I like Freezing, I love the shit, my rating for this week's episode of Freezing, Vibrations, the Spock, subpar. Yeah, I thought it was very subpar. That's just the way it is. If you feel otherwise, then fine, so be it. Me personally, I just cannot help but compare it to the manga. And even when you do not compare it to the manga, the subtleties of the illusion turn, the poor explanation of the real freezing, Holly being thrown in there, come on. Like, yeah. No. But I'm done. King of Lightning, be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day. Oh, I am sore as fuck. Alright.